Hi everyone, we're Travel with Johnny and Will, and today we're going to recap our day 4 on board Anthem of the Seas. Today we were docked in the port for Bilbao, which isn't actually in Bilbao, it's just the port for Bilbao, and it has Bilbao port everywhere, but it's actually not in Bilbao.
But we'll tell you how we got into Bilbao shortly.
Yeah. So again, we went up to the Solarium Bistro for breakfast because we really liked it yesterday. We really thought it was handy.
Plus, it is handy for us because we're at the front of the ship. So literally, once we get to our stairwell, it's literally just up 2 flights of stairs, and you're there. So us.
And again, it was super quiet. I had French toast and fruit. I'm not sure what you had.
I had some muesli, and then I had a bit of a cook selection. So I just had some bacon and hash browns and scrambled eggs. So I know that's a lie. I had a fried egg that day.
It's just so convenient for us though, and it's almost like you're at a hotel and you're at a small exclusive buffet versus being at the Windjammer, which we just find, although it's beautiful food, it's chaotic.
Yeah, we're not like, see, whenever we get up in the morning, we don't really want like the noise of like at breakfast time, and then in the noise of like, you know, hundreds upon hundreds of other people and kids and their grannies and everybody, you know, shouting for this, that, and the other. So yeah, the bistro really suits us.
Yeah. And then after breakfast, I did some filming on the top decks just because it was still early and the pools weren't really opened yet, so I could film those for you without having it being too busy. And then we had the night before booked to get on the North Star. So what is the North Star, Johnny?
Right, well, the easiest way for me to describe the North Star is nearly like a capsule that you would see like on the likes of, say, the London Eye, but it's on a huge big arm, and then it goes up above the ship and it sort of rotates slightly. And the flight or the ride itself takes 15 minutes. You can pay for an extended one, which is an extra 5 minutes. And it costs, I think it's $34. But as Will said, we booked this free one the night before. So if you keep checking on the app, every evening the slots then become available for the next day.
So I feel that when I checked the app at 10 p.m. at night. And literally at that time then for the following day within if you go to day 1, day 2, day on the schedule thing, it had different times throughout the day, and it had the North Star basic experience was what it was called. And if one of those was free, you could tap on it and simply reserve it and say how many passengers you wanted under your reservation, and it was free.
Yeah, it was really good. It was quite enjoyable. We got some great views over the port that we had docked in and over the top of the ship. And there wasn't that many in the capsule. Maybe was there about 12 of us or so?
Yeah,
I think there was about 12.
There wasn't many in it, no. Yeah. So it definitely wasn't too claustrophobic, although there wasn't any AC. So by the time it got down and the doors opened, I was sort of happy, just because it was getting quite warm up there. I mean, it was good that it was free. I'm not sure if I would have been that pleased to pay for the same thing. But yeah, it's a little bit extra, and it's something extra for you to do and enjoy.
It's something quirky and gimmicky. It's something that maybe some other ships don't have. I wouldn't, as Will says, I probably wouldn't have enjoyed paying $34 for an extra 5 minutes of the same sort of thing. But yeah, for free, 15 minutes of my time was good. So after then our trip on the North Star, we came down to the cabin, we grabbed our bags and our belongings, and we headed off to explore. So as Will said earlier, we're actually not docked in Bilbao. It's about a 25-minute drive from Bilbao. So you do need to organise your shuttle. So today this was operated by the port itself. You do need tickets for it. And as you come down the escalator in the port building, on the right-hand side there was the information desk, and then on the left-hand side there is where you buy your tickets.
And actually, there was a little tiny sign that was on a pillar, and it was like coloured in with a pen. I have a picture of it, and it was just like, Shuttle tickets.
Yeah. And it literally just is 2 little bits of like green paper or something that they give to you with shuttle service wrote on it. So you need to try and bring cash because it is super quick if you bring cash. There was 2 queues and we were starting forever thinking, oh my goodness, is this queue ever going to go down? What is taking people so long to give across €10 for 1 ticket? But what was happening was not everybody had cash.
Yeah.
So then the card machine that they did have was back and forward, and you had to wait.
Those can take,
So in the end, what had happened was one of the girls then shouted, "Look, this queue for card, this queue for cash." So our queue was for cash.
We had cash.
Which then meant it became really like. How long did it take you? Like
15 seconds.
Yeah.
To say 2 tickets, €20. There you go, tickets, go.
Bye-bye.
But yes, I guess it is a little bit unfortunate that Royal Caribbean didn't provide a shuttle service, considering, it was only going to be €10. Why provide it for our day 3?
Well,
then not.
There was an American lady behind us in the bus that had this all wrapped up, so she knew what Royal Caribbean were at. Right. She says, just because they make it only a small fee because they know that people will pay it. But I don't think she realised that Royal Caribbean were getting the money. It was the bus service, the port that the port had organised that was getting the money. Yeah. But she had it in her head that Royal Caribbean were doing this because they knew everybody wouldn't mind paying €10. So she thought she had it all wrapped up. But yeah, look. So straight as soon as you get out of the terminal building, you'll see the buses literally lining up, and there's staff there basically to guide you into one of them.
Yeah.
And then you're just on your way.
Yeah, so as we had been to Bilbao before, the drop-off point is outside a museum. I can't remember the exact name, but it's near a big roundabout. I'll stick in what that is at the bottom of the screen now. Basically, we're very excited because we wanted to go to outside the Guggenheim Museum where the puppy is. Mm-hmm. And the last time we were here, it was all boarded up. It was getting redone or something, probably replanted. But the puppy is a large. How large is it? It's massive.
Oh, it's huge.
It's like huge. Puppy dog shaped statue made out of flowers, and it's just like this big.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
It's really cool. Yeah.
And the thing was, the last time, as you say, it was all sort of like there was like railings around it, so all we got to see was a picture of what it used to look like.
Yeah.
And we started to miss our own pups, so we sort of thought, let's go and see this one. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, it was nice to see that, and most people were starting to head that direction as well. So obviously then, the Guggenheim Museum is there. We'll actually, maybe we'll stick on the screen. We'll get the information online just to save you people looking for it. We'll put on the information on the screen now of how much tickets are to go inside. Because we have no idea. We really should go in the next time we're here.
I know that one lady said they tried to book it, but that was all sold out. So you definitely probably would have to book it in advance.
Yeah.
But yeah, the puppy was super cute. And we're glad this time that we saw it. And actually the smell around... the fragrance, the flowers, it was very heady. I thought it was like really, really in the air. Then afterwards, we wanted to go to the Funicular, which is, it's just a word I think that means a train that goes upwards. That's all that Funicular means.
Is that what that means?
I think so. Well, if it doesn't,
I hope
cut
so.
This whole bit out.
I hope so, because then I'll have learned something new.
So in order to get to there, you have to walk on up the bridge, just past the puppy in the Guggenheim, get the elevator down, and then like 3 streets across, along the river, and then across to the entrance to the Funicular de Artzanda. I definitely don't have that right.
I think it's Artzanda.
Artzanda? It's not Xander, it's Artzanda. We'll stick the name in properly so people can fight over how to pronounce it. But basically, this costs €250 if you're going just up, and it's $430 for the return trip, which we thought was really good. So here is a look at the journey up.
So once at the top, there is a great viewpoint and little gardens there to have a look around and walk around. It definitely has some stunning views over the city of Bilbao, and like there was more than just us there looking at these views.
Unfortunately, it did rain for us though.
Yeah, it started to rain, and of course we weren't prepared. Before we left our cabin, we decided, look, will we take hoodies or will we take coats?
Oh, we took hoodies.
We took hoodies.
Yeah.
Rookie mistake, because literally it was a real drizzle of a rain. That real wet rain. Like most rain is. And then the other thing was that up at the top there is a little cafe, a little restaurant that we had visited before.
Yeah.
And we thought, oh, it's raining. Let's go there, seek refuge, and lunch.
And it was still on the maps that we were trying to follow up there.
But it was closed.
It was closed.
So we were devastated. So after a little walk about up at the top, we decided then just to come on back down. So here is our return journey.
So as soon as we got down from the being up high, when you come out, it's like a little square.
Yeah.
And basically we went to the right-hand side, to the building, right on the corner, at the edge of the square. And it was just this little random cafe, and I just thought I would have this little pizza slice, and it was the nicest pizza slice ever. Like, it was so nice, and you had like...
I had like a beef sandwich, and it had like roast beef in it, and then it came with like cheese, peppers, and it nearly tasted like a Thousand Island sauce. I didn't know what it was. I just pointed to it and asked what it was. She said carne. I knew that meant meat. I just decided to go for it. But it was really nice. It was yummy. But we just had a few soft drinks and a quick bathroom break, which and then we made our way. Then we sort of thought, look, let's
Actually,
start
I
heading.
didn't have a bathroom break then.
No, your bladder must be better than mine.
And then I thought, you know what, the queue will be fine. We'll be all okay.
Well, we decided to take a different route slightly back.
Yes, we did, yeah.
Because we sort of, whenever we came down that little street, we sort of turned left and went over this beautiful big bridge, and then we walked across the other side of the river, and then that took us along the other side of the Guggenheim Museum, where there's this huge spider.
Oh, the big spider statue. Although that bit, it was so peaceful and quiet there. Like, it's just... There's a lot of people there because they're wanting to see the Guggenheim and the spider, and there's like a bridge over water, but it's not the river. It's all a bit weird, but yeah, it was really nice down there.
So then we headed back to the meeting point for the shuttle service. It had started to rain again.
Back past the puppy one last time.
Yeah, it had started to rain again on our way back, and when we saw the queue, it was massive.
We thought, oh, it doesn't go back that far, and then
we crossed the street.
We crossed the street, and then I said, oh, I'll just film to see how long this is going to go, and basically this is how long it was.
Yeah, it was literally about halfway round the whole roundabout.
Yeah.
It was huge. So, what do you call it? It didn't stop raining.
We were soaked.
We were soaked through, as nearly every single person in that queue
like
was.
in the first 20 minutes of waiting, it felt like 3/4 of the queue went, and in the final 20 minutes, we were just waiting and waiting. There was no buses came for about 20 minutes, and then we were sort of stuck.
Yeah, it was kind of like, obviously all the buses seemed to leave at once, and then by the time they got back to the port, refilled, and then come back, it just sort of seemed as if we were waiting like forever. So like we did wait, I think a total about 50 minutes before getting on the bus, and then once we made it back then to the ship, we were never so glad to see the ship because we felt as if we'd been ashore for like 10 days. So because we came back like two drowned rats, we then decided then to come back up to our cabin, get dried off, and changed into some dry clothes.
So tonight we just went main dining room again for dinner, and for the my time dining that we have, this was in the American Icon Grill, Here is a look at tonight's menu.
So tonight it was Mediterranean night. We obviously did find, being fussy eaters, there was our choices were slightly limited, but there was still a few things that we could have had. We both ended up having the same thing for starters and mains.
Yeah, so we both had the ricotta and spinach quiche, which was really nice. I don't think there was...
Oh, it was yummy. Mm-hmm.
It was... Flavors have been really good on this ship, like with everything. I guess the only issue that we would maybe have sometimes is just certain limitations in what I would eat. So out of the 8 or 9 things, I would only eat 2. So, but that's sort of my fault.
I know, that's like an us problem rather than a ship problem. But for mains, then we both had this crispy chicken. I think it was called piccata.
Yeah.
And it was sort of nearly like a breaded, sort of thinly breaded chicken fillet with nearly like a tomatoey sauce and
asparagus and veg.
Yes, but on the tomato sauce, I had a slice of pepperoni. Did you have a slice of pepperoni?
Like a pepperoni of the meat?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh, well, I must have got that for free.
I need to check.
So yeah, and as well said, it came with veg and mash, and it was really yummy. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was like barely battered, barely battered chicken.
Yeah. And then for dessert, then I had this rich Italian chocolate cake, which came in a little ramekin and a dollop of cream, and my goodness, it was rich.
And I had the chocolate brookie, which I think is meant to be brownie and cookie together.
You really enjoyed that,
I liked it, even though that was like the low sugar, everything option. Yeah, and he was sort of telling me that's the low sugar, and I'm like, what? Why are you putting me off it?
Yeah, it was really trying to put you off because it was like the low, like sugar low.
But it was nice.
Yeah, I think he was saying no sugar, no dairy, no nothing, or something like that. So the past 2 nights the service has been great. We've been sat in the same little area of the restaurant, so we've had the same waiters looking after us, and they've been really attentive. And even though the restaurant is super busy, like we seem to have been in and out within like 45 minutes or something. You know,
lightning quick. Really good service.
The staff really work hard here. They really do.
So after that, we'd spotted the ship model in the shop. We hadn't yet bought it. We thought, we better get it in case it sells out. We always have to get a ship model to remind us that we were on the ship, because otherwise, if we didn't buy it, like all this other evidence, photos, videos, the Instagram post doesn't exist.
No, unless you have the ship, you haven't been on the ship.
No. And then I saw something interesting on...
Maybe we should just clarify, actually, that even though we've been on like MSC Virtuosa 3 times, we haven't bought 3 ship models.
No.
Just to make it aware, like we're not that bad, folks. No, we're not that bad.
And then I saw something interesting on the Cruise Compass app schedule thing. It said, this is what it was described as: adult, human, inflatable, soccer, tournament.
Yeah.
So in my head, I thought this would mean that the adults would be wearing like inflatable suits, and it would be up in the sportsplex, and it would be really funny, and it'd be bumping into each other.
Maybe we should ask the viewers to pause the video, write a comment as to what you would think that description means before you then watch what it was actually about. So what was it, Will?
So you know foosball, where the little guys are on the sticks and you have to twist it? It was like that, except the little guys were humans, and the ring around it was inflatable.
And the bits that they were handcuffed or strapped to...
They were held to, yes. Yeah. But they could move as long as they held onto the rope, and they were allowed to turn and all.
Oh, were they not tied to it? But they could run
No,
up and down?
I think they just held it with their hands.
Okay.
So that was a bit disappointing, to be honest.
Will wanted to see actual humans in blow-up costumes.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
Put that in the suggestion box for Royal Caribbean.
I feel like I didn't get that.
We need inflatable outfits.
Then after that, we went to the indoor pool bar, just for one little drink before heading to tonight's theatre show.
Yeah, we went to the pool, and I had this beautiful cocktail. I can't even remember the name of it now.
What colour was it?
Oh, It was very tropical, very, very tropical.
Tropical juice.
But it just tasted like this
Drinking
drink.
tropical juice.
Yeah, this drink I used to drink as a kid called Mbongo. Which yeah, that's what it tasted like. So it was really, really nice. And then we headed then to the theatre for tonight's show.
So tonight's show was called Name That Tune. Now they had been doing versions of this within the little the pub, the Brass and Bock, is it? And other venues are in the ship. But basically this time they were doing it in all its glory in the theatre. The way it worked, it was 10 contestants. You auditioned by, they played a song. If you recited the name of the song correctly, then you were in the show. And they had to do this for quite a while so that they could get 10 contestants. So after they had picked the 10 contestants, I think there was around 3 rounds of naming that tune. There was also a section where they had to name it in how many notes. And in terms of the tunes, it was either from the DJ, they were sang live by the theatre show team, and there was a live band as well. And there was also a section about Name That Dance, which was quite fun. But the whole thing was so well produced, so well integrated. When the contestants were put out, they were sang out, which I thought was hilarious. It was very really, similar. Really good.
Yeah, I think if you've watched the TV show that has been around, it's very similar to it. But as Will said, it was just so well produced.
It was.
The singers were great. The dancers were fantastic. It was very entertaining. And sometimes when we go to game shows, they do have to hold you because sometimes they just seem to drag on. But the cruise director, she was also really good at keeping everybody's attention. But I think because there was different elements in terms of the orchestra, the singers, the dancers, the contestants themselves were all great sports. I think that all made it just link in really well, and we really enjoyed it.
Afterwards, then we made a quick pit stop to Sorrento's for that late night pizza, and then we were off to bed. And that was our day 4 on board Anthem of the Seas.
So folks, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And we've another couple of videos coming in this series, as well as a cabin tour and a full ship tour. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and also hit the bell icon to be notified the next time we post a new video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.